Have you thought about investing in an Airbnb in San Diego? Lately, when I've been at open houses, holding places open, and running into buyers, I'm running into quite a few people who are considering buying an Airbnb as part of their investment portfolio. And there's several things, it can be a great idea, but there's several things to consider when you're looking at different houses for an Airbnb. I think that one of the main things to really consider when you're getting an Airbnb, you want to look at your budget first of all, but also look at the amenities that the place has that you're considering buying. For example, a pool is always something that vacationers do like to have a pool in most cases. It's a part of the fun. And also on top of that is how close is this property to other locations, for example, or other things to do, amenities like good restaurants, parks, the beach, maybe how far away is it from the coastline. Doesn't have to be right on the coastline, but how far away is it? Another thing to really consider is, or to really do, is to choose a real estate agent to connect with and work with when it comes to looking for the right property. A real estate agent will know of the different amenities in areas, different values. They can analyze something, they can help you with that, as well as they know about places where people would like to rent, I believe, in most cases. And most, there are many places in San Diego that you could have an Airbnb. It doesn't always have to be right on the beach. It can be inland a little bit. They can help with that. One of the things that a real estate agent may know about, where they can look into it if they don't know it, is what the zoning is in certain areas and what's allowed. For example, a lot of the county of San Diego, you have to get licensed now to be an Airbnb operator. It's not a given that you can do it just like it used to be. You used to be able to rent out for at least, one renter a month. But now you have to get a license in many of the areas. There are some areas around the whole county that you don't have to get licensed for. In fact, there's some individual communities, for example, Santee, the last I read anyway, and I believe El Cajon too. I mean, rules are changing kind of quickly, but they're not shepherding and watching over who is renting out what so much. So it just depends on the communities and what the requirements are with what they'll allow. I know of a community right now that is in Imperial Beach. That's a pretty popular place for an Airbnb. It's not a really big community, but it's at the very southern part of the county, and nice little beach there. It's a growing community when it comes to different restaurants and things like that, but this place will allow for, there's no big restrictions on how often you can rent out per month. Now, this little area in Imperial Beach it's just, I think it's the only one of its kind right now where you can not have a limit on how many renters you can have per month. So if you want to know more about that, happy to let you know about it. But it's a condominium that's right by the beach. The rest of the community, however, I believe you can rent out there, but it's only one renter per month. So it's a big difference. It could impact how much money you could make if you had a place as an Airbnb. So checking out the zoning in an area that you're considering is extremely important for being able to have an Airbnb as a profitable property. If you're buying a property for an Airbnb, that's probably what you're going to be wanting. But it can be a great idea, just another way to invest. I would recommend taking a look at the investment prediction as far as, profitability prediction, that is. And there are some different tools you can use for this, a real estate profitability type of tool, where you can estimate how much money you can make according to the zoning and what's allowed at the place. So you will want to take a look at your expenses involved, as well as your profitability that's estimated. Also, you might decide that you want to have the property managed by someone. I would. If I were going to be renting out my house, I would want someone to manage it. It's not a huge fee at all, and it just takes a little bit of the weight off and has somebody that's directly in charge of doing the management for that property. So I hope this helps a little bit. I know this isn't a real long video, but just some things to consider when you're looking at investing in an Airbnb or VRBO type of a property.